What's up? First song of the day today, we are looking at the remix of West Coast by G-Eazy and Blueface that adds All Black and YG. Before we talk about anything else, I just want to confirm I am a non-fan of G-Eazy. I don't like G-Eazy. Whenever I listen to him, I just think he sounds like this mutation of Macklemore that was made to appeal to like a different audience. That they're just trying to make these alternate Macklemores to capitalize on every chunk of hip hop, and I don't like any of them. Um, so I usually just skip Macklemore's verse, and when I link it in the description, I'll use the time-stamped link that I suffered to get. I listened to the whole G-Eazy verse once just to find the sweet spot. But when you find it, oh boy, is it sweet. Because it immediately takes you into Blueface's verse. And just something about him, the first thing you hear is the Blueface baby. Oh, it's so good. It is, yeah, all right. Blueface, of course, rapping like he always does, with this kind of weird rubato, somehow adversarial to the beat. The beat here is really, really cool, with this amazing Richie Rich sample that's been like mixed and mastered kind of into this weird kind of ghostly backing track. It's like really kind of hypnotic and flowing, and has all of these really kind of neat little rhythmic punches and hooks. And for some reason, Blueface just like disregarding all of them, or not even disregarding them, but not ever just landing on the beat the way that you would predict him to. Not ever taking like the easy route or the safe option for how to deliver his lines. It's just like so appealing to me. It's just intoxicating every single time. Like the way he goes, it's the face of the West Coast. That's the face of Blueface, of course. And you feel like this is still kind of part of the like kind of ad-libbing. Rappers will often just kind of speak a little bit at the start of their verse, just kind of build anticipation and hype. And you think it's like more of that, but then he immediately just keeps going off this as if it was like just the first line of his verse. Do you know what I mean? Like it's actually sets the rhythmic example for the verse to follow. It's so strange. It's like such a evolution of so many other kind of Bay Area rappers. Like if you look at E40 or Keek the Sneak or modern examples like SOB XRB, there's always this kind of playful, kind of almost attacking the beat, this kind of back and forth with it. But here it really feels like it's been taken to new levels. I also really appreciate the fact that he just keeps reusing lines like this. This is from Next Big Thing. It was one of his big landmark lines that got passed around in a lot of memes and stuff when he was first kind of blowing up. So he's just saying it again. Now it's on, like this is one of his biggest songs now, a big collaboration with some other pretty popular rappers. Of course, the G-Eazy audience, which is just kind of Macklemore fans that got lost on their way to the concert venue, in my opinion, is a big audience. And it's almost like this sense of, he's like, well, they got to know about this one. I got to bring it back for this one. I like this a lot too. He just like explains his name, just in case you didn't understand. The Blueface is because on the $100 bill, Benjamin Franklin's face is blue. It's printed in blue ink. So I like my money in blue faces. That makes it easy, right? And of course, he's also, because he's a Crip, and that's associated with the blue color and blah, blah, blah. And he has the chain that has the blue. Who did I say it was? Ben Franklin? It's Ben Franklin, right? The music video, I think, is great. They do these awesome, like, drawn-on, like, neon effects. I think they do one when he's talking about, I like my money in blue faces. Yeah, and he's always doing this move. Why is he doing that? Why is he licking his eyebrows? I don't understand. In Japanese folklore, if you do that, apparently because of some linguistic pun, you're able to see the supernatural. Is that what's going on? So anyways, the Blueface verse is great. It's definitely my favorite part of the track. And it's one of those things where it's like, your favorite part is right here, and then all the rest of it is good, but the whole time you're just like, I'm gonna have to listen to this again. I'm gonna have to go back to that Blueface baby. All Black too, extremely aggressively offbeat. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It starts with this really badass, like super downshifted voice saying "all black." It sounds like really cool and intense. And then he just starts like rapping as fast as possible. It really feels like he just decided to rap as fast as possible with no regard for the tempo of the song up until that point. Just cramming these lines that are just full of like complex words and names. And it's like a pretty clever line. It's almost like that. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Superman kind of structure, you know, where he's saying, is it this like kind of hype action? Is it these other rappers? Is it this? Is it like Tupac or Mac Dre? That's what they ask when they hear "all black" in the stereo. That's like a really clever boast. I think that's a cool way to structure like a boast like this. But the fact that he makes it like nearly incomprehensible with how quickly he's speaking and how complicated the things he's saying are, that it's just like it's like overwhelming. And then the first line you probably actually understand is the hear "all black" in the stereo. And you're like, what is going on here? I also want to know what this means. I don't know what this means at all. I know what corner store white tees are, but I don't know what dog water is. This is slang that is unfamiliar to me. Let's do a quick investigation. Oh. That can't be right. That really cannot be what he's talking about. Ah, right, there we go. Okay. It's a slang for Hennessy. Okay. So yeah, this verse is great. He kind of keeps it up too. Like it would be one thing if this was just kind of the gimmick for the start of the verse and then he rapped normally, but the commitment in this entire kind of renaissance of popularity for like really hyphy Bay Area type stuff is that it's that you go all in for the West Coast. This is good. This reminds me of the joke about the Google campus where you can't tell whether the people who are using the free bikes that are all around campus are homeless people stealing them or like somebody making six figures as a software engineer that just hasn't shaved or showered in a month. Anyway, then there's YG's verse, which I also love too. And the fact that you just look at this, like you can understand. You must know if you've been watching these episodes of Song of the Day, just how much something like this appeals to me. The rhythm of it is really good too. West, 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 and there it encapsulates so much of this kind of rubato flow. YG kind of going in the opposite direction of Blueface, which is all about the speed it up, then slow that shit down. YG does the slow, and then inexplicably, as if he needed to say more wests, he speeds it up. His verse is a lot more kind of like traditional in terms of actually rapping to the beat, which is kind of cool. It's a little cathartic at the end to feel this really cool beat kind of brought out to its full rhythmic potential. But there's still a lot of like really bizarre points. This kind of like sound effect he does here is just fantastic. And then he kind of like segues into this more kind of conversational. It has this sort of like rhetorical feel to it, you know, because he answers this question: how YG and Blueface connect. That's a question I asked before too, because you know they're both pretty prominent gang members in terms of rappers for two of what I thought were like fiercely rival factions, like factions that had been at nonstop war with each other for like 20 years now. But apparently the Crips and the Bloods are like pretty good with each other now. I don't know. Do you expect me to know something like this? If you do, then you're not watching the right YouTube channel. I am like a, you know how Toho has like secondaries? Well, I'm the type of person to reference Toho when talking about a rap song, so I'm like a tertiary or a quaternary at best from the actual things being rapped about. But yeah, the way he breaks down, he's still using the B for Compton, Bompton, signifying that he's a blood because he doesn't like to use the hard C sound. All these other famous neighborhoods. Yeah, so it's like he's saying that he still has his gang allegiance, that the game don't stop. And yet he's like, he's still good with Blueface. Like he's still. So I don't know. It almost just kind of raises more questions. But this again, I think is hilarious. And Blueface has a similar line. And here I think the comma is incorrect. That it's these people calling him this. The way he enunciates it makes it really seem like there's no comma here. And the fact that there's two commas here actually doesn't really make any grammatical sense, but whatever. Yeah, this song is great. I highly recommend checking it out. You don't need to listen to the G-Eazy part. I sacrificed myself to get you straight into the Blueface action. Let's hear just the start. Blueface, baby. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, all right, that's it for Song of the Day.